Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingskool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly open beading workshop to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Today we are going to bead the ERG CHEBBI motif from the Desert Rose Beading School Academy theme box. It can become an earring, a brooch, a pendant, and it is absolutely suitable also to bead as a bracelet. But before we would start, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me well. You should be able to watch today's video live from the Beading School YouTube channel and also from the Beading School Facebook page. On YouTube, this video will stay online forever and ever. On Facebook, it gets automatically deleted after 30 days. And Jessica says that she can hear me and see me well on YouTube. And Antoinette is here, and Judith, and Jennifer, Rita, Yosin, Molly, Jen, Ginny, Tammy, Ellen, Lita. Lita says, good afternoon, Erika, and all my beady friends. You look lovely from Facebook. Thank you so much, dear Lita. Sherry, Chelsea. Chelsea says she's excited for beading today. Wonderful. And Iveta is here, Catherine, and Linda too. So as I said, today we are beading the ERG CHEBBI motif. ERG CHEBBI is a magnificent rose gold colored sand dune in Morocco, near the village of Merzouga. That's where I learned that not only does it rain sometimes in the Sahara desert, but it is also possible to slide down the slopes. If you are inventive enough and dare to join the dozens of kids laughing, shouting, and teasing each other, and eventually you too. The ERG CHEBBI motif is like a blooming flower, a sparkly heart inside a preciosa crystal, radiating with brilliance, petals from the Ginkgo beads, and elaborate decoration from the many beautiful tiny seed beads and that come from the Desert Rose Beading School Academy theme box. So today we are going to bead together ERG CHEBBI, actually the second version of it, not this one, but yeah, we are going to bead this one. It has actually two variations. So we are going to bead this version, but if you download the tutorial, it includes both of them. So you can decide during the last steps how yours will look like. The first steps are identical, and then in the PDF tutorial, you will find the instructions when you need to make the decision. Indeed, I am aware of the video's name being wrong. We will correct it tomorrow first thing in the morning. At the moment, I am not capable of doing that. Thank you, Ellen. So you can download the PDF tutorial that makes it easier for you to follow today's video from noonehas2beadalone.com. I am showing the link on the screen and also posting it in a comment. As always, you have two options. You can either download the tutorial as a gift from me and Beading School, or you can decide to support the broadcast by checking out through the Bead shop with it. The gift tutorial is available for 3 days only, starting today, so please don't postpone it if you would like to go for that variation. And while you are there in the bead shop, then please make sure to check out, on one hand, the Beadingschool Advent Calendar. I will show you the link. The Advent Calendar is a 24 and optionally +1 or even 2 days adventure that we organize yearly already from 2020. And during this time, we travel through the Beadingschool bead shop, and every day will bring you something else, either a significant discount for one of the categories, and this is a very rare option because at Beadingschool, normally we don't do discounts. That's not how we work. So the Advent Adventure is basically your only option to take advantage of the goodies from Beadingschool with a discount. So either you get access to the goodies with discounts, and there will be always also new ones daily, or you get a gift, you find something exclusive that is otherwise not available. For example, this year we are teaming up with Sabine Lippert of Try to Bead. So this is both for beaders who would like to stock up on the basics and build up their stash. They can do that wonderfully thanks to the discounted prices. And also for beaders who like to hunt down really inspiring, rare to find, sometimes even one-of-a-kind material. So this is waiting for you. And the normal bird tickets, we have early, normal, and late bird tickets. The normal bird tickets will go away at the end of this month. So don't hesitate to go for it, because it comes with form of wonderful perks like participation during the warm-up day, for example. And once you checked out with the Advent Adventure ticket, it will already bring you a discount that is available until next week's coffee time with Erika. Every year we also have another type of calendar. It's called the Beaders calendar. It is literally a calendar that you can hang on the wall, and I wanted to show you mine, just a moment. So it is literally a calendar that you can hang on the wall, and it's already beautiful with beautiful jewelry pictures. But most importantly, it brings you 12 tutorials for the 12 months of the year. So every first Monday of the month, we release the tutorial for the month. So you can bead together year around with your fellow beading school beaders. This is the jewel that I made. It will come to you in March, and there are fellow designers from all over the world participating in this. So we have projects coming from Ruxandra Puskás, from Juliana Verdelli, from Chloe Menage of Pink Hot, from Laura Embry, from Anita Schachman, from Vicky Roberts, from Susie Hacke, and many more. So this is an amazing deal, and if you go for it now until next week's Tuesday, then if you already have the Advent calendar ticket, then you get 10 euros off the price of this one. But anyway, let's get back to beading and checking out what kind of material do you need for today's ERG CHEBBI. You will need for one motif one piece of 7mm Preciosa Chaton rose. It is a tiny flatback crystal. You will also need, I'm sorry, there is actually, it seems to be, there is a mistake in the material count, because for this variation that we are going to bead together, you need 12 pieces of 2mm round pearls. You will also need 12 pieces of 3mm fire polished beads, 6 pieces of Ginkgo beads, and then size 15 Miyuki seed beads, 1 to 3 colors, up to you how much variability you want to bring through the colors. You will need 1 color of size 11 Miyuki round seed beads and 1 color of Miyuki Delica size 11s. I also see Angelina, Karen, Debbie, Bernadette, Cindy, Asta, Corinne, Marceline, Hannah, Marta, Joanne, Linda, Irma, Lutka, Sabine, Michaela joining us. Welcome, ladies. Lovely ladies, do you have any questions left about the material list? Please let me know. And while you are typing in your questions, and also if you don't have any questions, just let me also know, please, that I'm ready, Erika, I want to bead. So while you are typing in your comments, I will switch to my hand camera. I need a little bit of time for that. And in the meantime, I will show you the video of the beautiful, beautiful jewels that you can make from the beaders calendar. So I am back, ladies, and hopefully you can hear me and see me again. You should be able to see the illustration of the first step and also my first earring. I would also like to welcome Barbara, Patricia, and Sarah. So good to see you. Ulita says she will be beading this in Malibu blue colors. That's amazing. And Marcelina says that she is ready. And Ellen says, let's start beading and have fun. Indeed. And lovelies, I have a surprise for you for the very end. So stay with me because something amazing is coming. But now let's start with 130 centimeters of fire line. Let's pick up 6 pieces. Magic number will be 6 today. We always pick up 6 times the same group of beads or the same beads. So let's start. I see that the camera could be a bit sharper, so I will try to adjust that. So let's start by picking up 6 pieces of 3mm fire polished beads. 4, 5, 6. Once you have the 6 pieces, then leave a 10, 12 centimeters, 5, 6 inches long tail thread and bead through all the 6 beads one more time to join them into a circle. Once you have done that, then your tail and working end should be at the same spot, and this is when you can tie 2 tiny knots to make sure that the base of your bezel will be strong and secure, and it will prevent the chaton rose, the beautiful, beautiful Preziosa chaton rose, from sliding out through the back. So tie please 2 knots and pull the thread ends as strong as you can. So I have this little circle from 6 pieces of 3mm fire polished beads, and then I bead through the very first fire polished bead one more time. So altogether I have passed through the first bead 3 times, and I can continue with the second step. In the second step, I will start adding the seed beads for the front of the bezel. I will need size 15 seed beads in my first color and a size 11 seed bead. So in the second step, exiting a fire polished bead, I pick up 3 pieces of size 15s, a single size 11, and 3 more size 15s. So this is how it looks like. And then I bead one more time, 4th time, through the 3mm fire polished bead, and also that I was exiting at the beginning, and also through the next one. So what I'm going to do during the next steps is that I'm going to create loops of seed beads while the part of this group, specifically 2 seed beads, will always belong to 2 little loops of seed beads. So as you can see in the 3rd step, here I pick up a full group of size 15 seed beads, 1 size 11, and only 1 piece of size 15s, because then I will pass through the 2 first size 15s that I picked up, as those are part of 2 loops. And then I bead through the fire polished bead that I was exiting at the beginning of this step, and also through the next one. So I already have 2 little loops, and I can continue with the 4th step. In the 4th step, I repeat the previous step 3 more times. So I pick up 3 pieces of size 15s, a size 11, and 1 more size 15. And with these 5 beads on my needle, I bead through the first 2 size 15s that I added in the previous step. I bead through the fire polished bead that I was starting from in this step, and also through the next one. Lovely ladies, how is this part going? Because this is a bit 3D, this is geometrical, and sometimes we need a little bit of time to understand it well. So please let me know if I explained this correctly, or otherwise I can try to rephrase, since I still have 2 more repetitions to go. So before I would continue, I will wait for your answers, these ladies. Dear ladies. Anita has joined us in the meantime. So please let me know, dear ladies, if I explained this well, if it's going well for you, or if I need to rephrase it a little bit. Waiting for you, dear ladies. I would love to know that it's going well. And Cindy says that it is good, and I am very happy to hear that, dear Cindy. Marcelina says, yes, the directions are very clear. And Marta, thank you, says, it is a great explanation. And Jen is only watching today, not beading, but the instructions are very clear. Wonderful, dear ladies. Thank you so much for letting me know. So I picked up these 5 beads as before. I do the same again, that 2 beads become part of both neighboring groups, and then I bead through the 2 fire polished beads before and after my original exit point. Time to pick up the same group again. So 3 size 15s, 1 size 11, 1 more size 15, and this is the last repetition when I go through 2 size 15s and the 2 fire polished beads, one before and one after the exit point of this step. Well, the starting point of this step, sorry. So you can already see how this little nest is building up. And we will now insert the little Preciosa chaton rose. By the way, this chaton rose, I told you it is a tiny 7mm flat back Preciosa Czech crystal. And one of the reasons why I love it, not only because it's so easy to bezel in many different ways, but also because this is the shape that probably comes in the most possible colors made by Preciosa. We actually also have fuchsia box collections available for this, and 2 types, because these come in the basic colors and also in AB variations, and that's amazing. Even more sparkle. But anyway, I'm trying to hold down the chaton rose with my thumb, and then I bead through the very first 2 beads, through 2 beads from the very first loop that I have created. Then I pick up size 15, size 11, size 15. I bead again through 2 beads from the previous group, and then through 2 fire polished beads, one before and one after the starting point of this step. And Karen says, I haven't tried this type of beading, but I understand, especially with the diagrams. And Karen, that is amazing. If you, as a beginner in this type, can understand it, then I'm super happy. And if you have any questions, please let me know now, or you can also join the Beading School Club and ask your questions and show your beautiful jewelry there. There is a whole amazing community waiting for you. So after beading through the 2 fire polished beads that I mentioned, we also need to get in position for the next part when we will continue closing the top of the bezel. To do that, I bead through 3 pieces of size 15 seed beads and also through a size 11 seed bead. So my goal at the end of this step is to finish by exiting a size 11. And let's see what happens in the next step. In the next step, I still continue holding carefully the chaton rose with my thumb of my not needling hand, and I will connect the size 11s to each other with pairs of size 15s. I will switch now to my second colors of size 15s, a super sparkly, real gold plated one. And this was also part of the Desert Rose Beading School Academy team box. And it is a real treasure. So I was exiting the size 11, pick up 2 size 15s, and bead through the next size 11. And this is how I bead all around. So as I said, the magic number here is 6. So I always do 6 repetitions. of everything. So I do this 6 times too. Already on my 3rd repetition. Oh, and Karen normally works with silversmithing and firework and gemstones. And dear Karen, it's also possible to combine techniques. So I might be curious what you come up with. So many of us actually also are into other kinds of crafts. Like, for example, our regular beader, fellow beading school member Nancy, she is into kumihimo. And she regularly combines it with bead weaving, and the results are very unique and absolutely recognizable that it is a Nancy jewel. After adding the last pair of size 15s, and I have here 3, no one noticed it yet. Usually you ladies are so helpful and you tell me if I make a mistake. And I have to notice it on my own today. I feel abandoned. Okay, Marta sees it. Cindy sees it. This is so wonderful that I can count on you ladies. Anyway, I have this pin, and instead of going back and having to rip it apart, I push this thick needle into a bead, and it will break it without the risk of damaging my thread. Because when I break a bead with pliers, then it means that the shards of the glass get pushed towards the thread, and it happens quite often that you damage the thread unintentionally. However, when you break the bead from the inside towards the outside, then the shards of the glass are pushed away from the thread, and you can break your beads safely. So anyway, once I have correctly the 6 pairs of size 15s, I need to bead all around one more time. So I pull everything together securely. Oh, and Leta has another trick. She says, if you push the needle into a rubber eraser, you protect the thread even more. Thank you so much, dear Leta. I actually have a rubber eraser here because that's where I keep my thick pin. So I will try that. And Jen says, thank you. It's handy to know how to fix a mistake without taking it all apart. I'm also very grateful for this trick. I learned it, I think, from John Power, or I think so, but I don't want to say that it's 100% from her, but it's not my trick. I learned it from another beadwork designer, and I'm very grateful for that. So while I was talking, I didn't count if I already repeated the whole thread path around, but hopefully I did. And once I have that, then after beading through a size 11, I also continue through 2 size 15 seed beads. So this looks like a little Y shape. The 3 seed beads, 3 plus 4 seed beads, they look like a little Y shape on the side of the bezel. And I want to exit between the 2 beads forming the leg of the Y shape. And Marcelina says, everyone was too busy beading to notice your mistake. That's good to hear. Then you are good students today. So I finished step 6 already, and let's see what's happening in the next step. Now I will need to add some size 11 seed beads, then size 15 seed beads in the first color, Ginkgo beads, and also some size 11 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊, the cylinder-shaped seed beads. So in the 7th step, I pick up a size 11 seed bead, a size 15 seed bead, and I bead through the Ginkgo bead from the thin towards the thick side. Here, I add a group of 3 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊 beads, and I bead back right away through the second hole of the Ginkgo. Usually I say that if you are beading with multi-hole beads, 2 or sometimes even more, then make sure to check the second or third, fourth holes so you are not unpleasantly surprised later. But in this little motif, we will bead right away through the second hole too, so you don't need to check much in advance. And after beading through the second hole, please pick up a size 15 and a size 11 seed bead, and then get in position for the next step by beading through 2 size 15 seed beads, as you see here. So it means that you skip the bottom size 15, the bottom of the Y. So you bead through 2 size 15s, a size 11. You pull the thread to get the Ginkgo in position. And then you continue through size 11, pair of size 15s, size 11, and again 2 size 15s, and you will exit between the first and second seed bead that form the leg of the Y shape. So this is how it should look like at the moment. And let's see what's happening in the next step. Here we will add the second Ginkgo bead in a very similar way. However, what's different is that 2 beads, sorry, 1 bead, the size 11, it will belong to the previous petal and the new petal that I am creating too. So I start by picking up size 11, size 15, Ginkgo from thin to thick side, and 3 pieces of 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊 beads. I bead back through the second open hole of the Ginkgo bead. I pick up a size 15, and as I said, the size 11 will be part of 2 groups. So I bead through size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, and 2 more size 15s to get in position for the next step. And Judy is here with us too. So we have 2 petals ready. How is it going, dear beaders? I will switch to the 9th step, where it shows that I will need to make the same move as in step 8 3 more times. But I would like to hear from you if you could follow along until now, and how is it going? Please let me know. I'm curious. Cindy says it's going good, and that is wonderful to hear. So now I will again pick up a size 11 round seed bead, size 15, Ginkgo from thick towards the thick side, thin towards the thick side. 3 𝐂𝐄𝐑𝐄 beads, beading back through the second hole of the ginkgo, and then I pick up a size 15, I bead through size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, and to get in position, 2 more size 15s. I already have 3 petals of the little flower. Picking up size 11, size 15, ginkgo, three pieces of 𝐂𝐄𝐑𝐄 beads, 1, 2, 3, beading back through the second open hole of the ginkgo, and then I pick up a size 15, I bead through size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, and 2 size 15s towards the bottom of the Y shape to get in position for the last repetition in this step. I have 4 petals and I am going to bead now the 5th one. Marta likes the colors together, and that's such a compliment from Marta, who is a very talented designer actually. And Iveta finds the tutorial lovely. Thank you so much, dear Iveta. Lita has a tip for Marta. She says a beading awl for breaking the beads works well, as does a large safety pin. And let's do that repetition now. So size 11 seed bead, size 15 ginkgo. Picking up 3 𝐂𝐄𝐑𝐄 beads, beading back through the ginkgo, and then I pick up a size 15 and I bead through size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, 2 size 15s, size 11, two size 15s and size 11s. So ladies, when we do these kinds of repetitions, when there are parts of the new groups of beads that belong to 2 neighboring petals or loops or whatever we want to call them, then we basically have 3 parts of completing that section. Because when we start out, then we complete a full section. Then we make, in this case, because we have 6 petals, then we make 4 identical repetitions where we already have beads on one side where we connect to, but not the other. So we make like, first we made the full new circle, let's say, then we make 4 times the half new ones, and then we will connect the first one to the last one, the penultimate one, actually, with a section where we only need to add the beads that do not belong to the neighboring groups. So in this case, size 15, ginkgo, 3 𝐂𝐄𝐑𝐄s, beading back through the second hole of ginkgo, size 15, and then beading through size 11 and 2 size 15s. Size 11. And now a tricky one where we bead through 2 size 15s, but these are not the usual 2 size 15s, but the arms of a Y shape. I will hold this here a little bit so you can see it better, that what is happening. And Lita says, as you can see, I've had a lot of experience breaking beads. And that's how we learn, dear Lita. We figure out the solution to our usual problems. And Judith says, I am noticing all comments aren't showing up in my chat. Is there a setting I need to change? Dear Judith, the broadcast, the reason why you don't see all the comments is because this video is going live at the same time on Facebook and on YouTube. And I have a clever broadcasting program that makes it possible and shows me all the comments. However, if you are on YouTube, you see only the YouTube comments. And if you are on Facebook, then you see only the Facebook comments. And you can't change anything basically to fix this, because there is nothing wrong on your side. And let's see what's happening. So I will now, I hope that you got it, that which 2 beads you need to use. And I pull my thread now fully. So in step 11, we are going to add little picots over the tips of the Ginkgo beads. So I pick up a size 11 Delica, a size 15 Milky Seed bead in my third color, and another size 11 Delica. And then I skip the size 11 here, and again I bead through 2 size 15s that are the arms of the next Y shape that we created on the side of the bezel. And this is how I bead all around the motif. So I always pick up Delica, size 15, Delica. I skip the size 11 here, and I bead through these 2 size 15s that are the arm beads of the next Y shape. Lovely ladies, is it clear which size 15s do you need to pass through to add the picots? And these picots, they slightly cover the Ginkgo beads. So I really love it that this becomes kind of like a layered design thanks to this. Like a real flower, I would say. Again, I picked up the 3 beads and I pass through the arm beads of the next Y. Bernadette likes the picot. I'm glad to hear that, dear Bernadette. Cindy says it looks good for her. Oh, thank you for always letting me know how it goes for you, dear Cindy. I am very grateful for that. It's so nice to hear not only the questions, and I'm very grateful also for the questions, but it's important for me also to know when it's going well. It makes me feel so much better. It is very valuable feedback. I messed up which color of the size 15 do I need to use, so I had to frog a bit. But now I'm back. Adding the picots all around. And there is an optional step that you can add after adding the last picot. So the optional step is, and this is a little bit tricky as we are filling up the beads with more and more thread, space is becoming tight and we need to be careful not to break beads unintentionally. But if you want to make the picots pointier, then what you can do is that you repeat the thread path while skipping the size 15s in between the size 11 delicas. So when you are doing this, you might want to switch to a thinner needle or take the beads one by one. Previously, I was brave enough to bead through the two size 15s in the that were the arms of the Y at once. But now I'm taking this more with more care and patience because I don't want to break the beads. And Marta says that the picots are little petals, and Cindy is reminded indeed also like a flower because of the picots. So it's so worth to add the little details, ladies. So worth it. A year or two ago, we actually had a video together, a coffee time with Erika, talking about that last 10% of the jewels that takes it from the good level to a perfect level. Like, how do we finish the backside? What kind of little details are we careful about that we might be pulled towards to skip because we might think that, oh, it doesn't matter, such a little detail. But in the end, you see the difference. And those little details can really take your jewels to a professional level. And thank you, Yasin, and everyone. You are incredibly kind. And I want to say that I am so proud of you, ladies. Like, in the Beadingschool club, how even I know that yesterday, after my bedtime, there was a little bit more sensitive topic that you ladies were talking about. And even then, everyone was kind to each other and understanding. And I am so incredibly proud and happy because, well, we know that on the internet it's so easy to forget that on the other side there is also a feeling person, and everyone was so kind to each other. And I'm glad that the question was raised. We talked about it. You talked about it. And if anyone else has still questions, you can message us at info@beadingschool.com. And we are here for you, as always. Anyway, I have now also this optional part of repetitions. And now it's time to get in position for the next. Oh, I actually made a drawing about it. Why didn't I show it to you? Well, anyway, every one of us makes mistakes. This was mine, among else today. So actually, after pulling the last two delicas together, I want to bead out on the edge of the motif. So after pulling together the last two delica beads, I need to bead through one of the arm beads only from the Y shape, and then outwards through size 15 and size 11. And then to get in position, size 15, Ginkgo bead, and the first out of the three Miyuki Delica beads sitting on top of the Ginkgo bead. By the way, I don't see your name, Katja, between the commenters, but I see that you discovered my secret for today. Ha! Someone was lurking around instead of beading. But anyway, let's get back to step 13. Let's see what's happening here. So now I get to use again my shiny, sparkly, gold-plated size 15s, and I will also need some 2mm round pearls, 3mm fire polished beads. And I will be adding the size 15s in between the delica beads. So I'm exiting now the first delica out of from a group of three. I pick up a size 15 and I bead through the middle one. And then I pick up another size 15 and I bead through the third one from the group. And then the groups of three, they are very far away from each other. So here I pick up a 2mm pearl. Judith also confessed lurking. Ladies, everyone, confess lurking if you did some lurking that time of the year. So anyway, sorry for distracting even myself. So to connect to each other, the two groups of three Miyuki Delicas, I pick up a 2mm pearl, a 3mm fire polished bead, and another 2mm pearl. And with this 3 beads on my needle, I bead through the first Miyuki Delica from the next group of 3. And then again, I do the same. I add size 15s between the delica beads. So in between the 3 delica beads, I need 2 size 15s. And then I pick up 2mm pearl, 3mm fire polished beads, and 2mm pearl. And by the way, ladies, if you are guilty of lurking, then don't feel too guilty about it, because I have to say that even Zuzi was lurking to get today. Nothing stays a secret. I see everything. I saw Zuzi lurking, and I saw the result of the lurking. Are you here, Zuzi? We need to talk. And And in the meantime, Karen says, the beading and jewelry design community worldwide are wonderful. They are polite, friendly, and helpful. Indeed. Terry is also a lurker. Well, any of us are guilty of lurking. And I'm adding the big group of beads of 2mm round pearl, fire polished 2mm round pearl also. And the tinies in between the delicas. And by the way, lurkers, do you like what you see? How do you feel about the new spices, let's say? Aren't they scary? I hope not too much. Just the right amount of scary for this time of the year. Oh, and Terry likes the lemon ginkgos in this. I love this color, dear Terry. It goes so well with many different ones. And Lita says spooky. Indeed. Judith says chilling. Well, well, well. There might still some spooky surprise coming that you can't discover by lurking around. Ha! It will remain my secret until I decide to share it. Until the very end of today's beading workshop. Rachel accuses me of encouraging the lurking. I'm just very curious about the level, about your curiosity, if you can withstand the attraction towards lurking, or if you will still focus on working instead of lurking. And well, I got back to my starting point. So I have added all 6 groups of pearl fire polished. And this should be my punishment possibly, because of creating this test of curiosity, because I first forgot to add the last 2mm pearl. It says now I have to. Now I have to lurk. And by the way, that extra spooky surprise, it will come with the bundles. And that's the last piece of information that I am going to give you before we are done with this motif. And let's see what's happening in the next step. So in this step, I'm going to start from the first size 15 that I have added. I pick up another picot, actually the same beads as before for the first layer of picots for the middle. And this picot also consists of delica, round 15, delica. And then I bead through size 15, delica, and 2mm round pearl. Then we want to frame the 3mm fire polished bead. We will frame it by picking up 4 pieces of size 15s, beading in the opposite direction through the fire polished bead that we are framing, pulling the thread tight, then beading through the first 2 size 15s that we have just added, picking up an extra 5th one that goes in the middle, then beading through the last 2, and then continue through pearl, delica, and size 15 to add the second picot. So we will alternate between adding picots between 2 shiny size 15s and between framing the fire polished bead. And please, ladies, note that this is a flower. It's not completely flat. So the frames, they should turn tiny bit towards the front, and the picots, they should stay in level. So this is how it looks like from the side. Yay. And Terry asks, our time in the United States is going to change this weekend. Back to normal next week, right? Exactly, dear Terry. Back to normal again. I picked up my picot and then I bead again through size 15, delica, and 2mm round pearl. Then I create a frame around the fire polished bead consisting first 4 size 15s and beading in the opposite direction through the fire polished bead, and then beading through 2 size 15s, adding a 5th one in the middle, and getting in position for the next picot by beading through the last 2 size 15s, pearl, delica, and size 15. So this is how I need to bead all around. And Marta says, love the dimension, the alternating accents give the motif. Thank you so much, Marta. And lovely ladies, since this is the last step, you see how fast we are beading today? We stayed mostly focused, I would say, despite the lurking of some of you. So since this is the very last step, then ladies, please let me know. Do you have any questions? While during beading, I always kindly ask you to focus on the beading part. Now is your time to ask all kinds of questions. No limits, no limits. Oh, what am I enabling here with this one? So you can ask whatever you would like to. I'm here for you. About the motif, about the Beadingschool Academy, because all the beads today that we used, they come from the Beadingschool Academy theme box. But of course, we also have them available in many, many different colors in the Beadingschool bead shop. And we ship worldwide. And yeah, we love making your sparkly wishes come true and make you feel like Christmas, no matter if it's July, October, or really December. But yeah, thank you so much for always trusting us with your sparkly bead orders. And in the meantime, we have Ellen here, who is the first to say that she has finished beading. She says, so I have to tell you, it is a really beautiful piece of jewelry. I definitely want to do more, but which piece it will be? Earrings or pendant or a bracelet? I still don't know. And I'm very curious, dear Ellen. Since this motif has 6 petals, then you can easily join also the motifs into a bracelet like this. So many possibilities. Well, Jennifer says, She would like to know where to lurk around. Ha ha ha. Brace yourself, Jennifer. This is spooky. This is super spooky. I'm just repeating the step now, so I will dare to switch to something. Brace yourself. Amazing. A haunted house. So, since it is Halloween tomorrow and also Dia de Muertes in Mexico, then we created a mini collection of Dia de Muertos and Halloween inspired beading school art cabochons for you. And brace yourself because this collection can get your house haunted. Who knows what happens when you adopt one of these cabochons? It will bring you into the Dia de Muertos mood, or you can even get a visitor during the night and maybe she will snatch your broom. So this is a super dangerous mini collection of beading school art cabochons that we have only now during these days until they are gone. And they are so incredibly cute, and they come in 3 colors: the black, and then the one that looks like pumpkin, and it totally gets me in the mood to bake pumpkin and make pumpkin soup, which actually you might know that we have a Beading School Club recipe book, and it is expanding, and I actually forwarded my pumpkin soup recipe to Zuzi to include it in next year's, well, not next year's, this year's edition. So the orange one, it reminds me of pumpkins. And then we have the whitish ones with the black outline. It looks like bones and the skeleton, doesn't it? And that is a very special one because the other ones, which are fully colored, they are easier to paint. And you might know that these cabochons are made in our very own atelier in the Beading School bead shop under the supervision of a master ceramic artist. And the ones that are fully colored, they are easier to paint. So the team, to be specific, these days, Chang'e is working on painting them. However, the ones that are two-colored or multicolored sometimes, so in this case, this bony skeletal color, they are all painted by the master ceramic artist herself because they need to be super precise. We want them to be as beautiful as possible. Corinne finds them cute. Molly says they are very cute, and Jen says love them. So all these cabochons, you can find them in the bead shop section or in between the art cabochons. And there are actually 4 designs available because we also have a raven. I need to show you the raven. Why don't I have the raven here? I forgot to upload it. My fault. So we also have a raven, and the 4 designs, they are all available in 3 different colors. The Black Knight one, the Ivory Shadow, and the Pumpkin Spice. And then we created bundles from these cabochons. One bundle, it always includes the same shape, same design in all the 3 colors. So for example, we have a Moonlit Rest bundle, which is the raven, and then you get the raven in all 3 colors. Or we have the Marigold Memories bundle, which has all 3 Dia de Muertos skull cabochons in the 3 colors. And then we have the Twilight Hollow bundle, which has the haunted house in all 3 colors. And then we have the Witch Please bundle, which has the witch, well, in all 3 colors. And if you go for one of the bundles, you will receive this spider charm as a gift. And it's so cute also. It's painted, so the spider is black, a black widow maybe, and golden colored. And I'm so happy that you can't see me now because I'm kind of like dancing, and I don't know, I went into this very gestury mode because I am so enthusiastic about these cabochons. They came out so well. And I'm so happy to see these 2 colored ones painted by the master ceramic artist. And well, they are made from clay, handmade, hand painted in the beading school atelier in the European Union. They all have flat backs, so they are wonderful to bezel with peyote or with square stitch bezel, or you can glue them to ultra sweet and you can bead embroider them. And love this. Have I told you that we have new colors of ultra sweet also waiting for you? Because, well, we all love bead embroidery and we haven't had new colors of ultra sweet for a while. And sometimes we create these designs that where the ultra sweet peeks through, and it does matter that what is the color of the ultra sweet. So now we have new ones, which is light violet and emerald and fresh lime and majestic purple. And actually I have one more step to do because I need to repeat the thread path while skipping the round 15 in the middle of the picots. And I forgot to tell you that before, all the exciting lurking around news. So I hope that you get back to your motif and you make it perfect by repeating the thread path one more time. And then you skip the size 15 here, and the picots will be super cute and nice. And this is how it will look like. But the PDF tutorial that you can download, it also contains that other version where you need slightly more fire polished beads, and yeah, it looks a bit different, but I couldn't make a decision which one to show you and which one to skip, so that's why I decided to draw both of them, and you can make a decision. And actually the same thing happened with my live design that we are going to bead in a little while, so you will have variations there too. And Jen loves the raven, and that's so wonderful to hear. So ladies, which one is your favorite? Tell me. The raven, the witch, the haunted house, or the skull, the Dia de los Muertos? Are you lurking, or will you let me know what is your preference? I'm curious. Many of you are lurking. I can see that. I will not tell on you. Lita likes the skull. I think it came out so well. This type of painting, the black and the white, it looks so incredibly well on the skull. Linda likes the witch. It was so funny because, you know, most of the designs for this, the stampings, they are also designed by the beading school atelier. And the witch, I wanted a witch. I asked the ladies, the master ceramic artist and her assistant, to make a witch, and then it became so incredibly sexy that I had to kindly ask them to like tune back on the sexiness of the witch, because this is not that kind of, we are not that kind of audience. Please. Yeah, so that was funny. Anyway, Koto likes the witch and the haunted house. And Judith likes the raven, and she also went for some ultra sweet. And Iveta likes the house. And Martika likes the skull. Oh, and Lita went for orange because it's her second favorite color after turquoise. And Barbara says, are we still going to make the domino pattern before the end of dessert rows? And let me check my notes. I have so many notes and so many Excel sheets and whiteboards, and now even a project management system to make everyone's life easier. And of course, we are going to beat the domino, dear Barbara. We are going to beat everything what I showed you in the article on the blog describing the juvos. I am sharing the link to the article now. And it's still a few weeks to finish, because it's never like a straight line between two teams. I like to gently say goodbye to the previous team and then ease gently again to the new team. So it takes a little bit of time, but of course domino is coming and everything else is still coming, what is in the article. And I'm so incredibly happy to see you beading the Rose Mirage by Ruxandra. And it looks so nice on your bead mat. Deborah likes the skull and she's lurking. Cindy likes the skull and the haunted house. I can't even decide. Maybe the skull. Maybe the skull this time. In this color, but I also really like the orange ones. Ellen likes the raven and the witch. And Michaela, dear, if you notice a mistake, sometimes it does happen, unfortunately, even if always two pairs of eyes are looking at a tutorial. If you notice a mistake, let us know, please, through info@beadingschool.com, and then we will look into it. Thank you so much. So, lovely ladies, I will switch back to my face camera to say goodbye to you. In the meantime, showing you the Beaders calendar video again, because it's amazing. So see you in a moment. So I am back. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. And I would like to kindly thank you for your company today. I really enjoyed beading together again. I can't wait to Tuesday for coffee time with Erika. And then again, Thursday, it's No One Has to Bead Alone. And in the meantime, please keep posting your beautiful jewels in the Beading School Club. I always love seeing them. And please keep commenting. Please keep encouraging each other. And if you have any questions, we are here for you at info@beadingschool.com. And thank you so much for your sparkly bead orders, for keeping this wonderful community going. Take good care of yourselves, take good care of your loved ones, and have a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye, dear ladies.